we are going to practice what we learned in Centroids, okay? And so the best way to get through it is going to be my PLTW. I am working right now to recreate what's in my PLTW into the quiz area so that you can put in your answers and make sure you get it all right, yada, yada, yada. However, I'm going to keep the numbers the same from what you see in PLTW. So I'd rather you just go straight to there to start working in your notebook, because you're gonna have to do it in the notebook anyways, or wherever you're doing your notes, do your work by hand. I want you to start doing that, and then I will be having a quiz. Hopefully by halfway through class, I'll have it available so you can put your answers in there. Okay. But it'll be really, specifically, you're going to have, you're going to have it written down anyways. So what I would like you to do for today, and especially until I can get it up and running on the site, is go straight to mypltw.org. All right. And again, if you don't know how to get there, I might have, I already logged out or logged in, so it's going to do it. So you should be able to get in there. And again, it should be your school. No, wait. Heck, I'll do it again. Let's just make sure. I know we don't do it that much. Okay, so it should be your username without your email address. And if you didn't, I believe you created a student account at the beginning of the year, right? But that's what we're going to work on. And if one person can get it open in your breakout group, but not the others, then I'm okay with that. Then hopefully you can just kind of one person share screen. So you can do that or whatever. And I'm already noticing I'm misspelling things. That's good. So that is where we're going to go. And then from here, you're going to courses. You should see every course you've ever taken at PLTW, and there is Principles of Engineering. And again, I'm doing the student view, so you would be, I just clicked on student one, which is the same as you, okay? And we're going to 2.1 statics, 2.1 statics, and going to centroids. All right, this procedure, yeah, procedure just gets you down to this spot. And here are the three things you're going to calculate. So the first one's going to be this rectangle. Okay. The next one is the triangle. And the third one will be and for all of these, please understand that I want the answer from the bottom left corner. Okay. So if you're doing the answers here, and this is the rectangle, everyone would get right anyways, because it's symmetrical, right? This square, do not go from here. And I know that's not a square. I just said square by accident. Okay. You need to have your answer coming from the origin, which is, we'll say that every origin is going to be the bottom left corner. Okay. Then this one will be the challenge one. Now, here's what we're going to do, which is what I did not talk to in depth about. When you do a sum, you can either do a sum by having addition of positive shapes, or you could do a sum of having addition of like negative shapes. So what do I mean? Well, if I tried to do addition of positive shapes, I couldn't really take this little piece right here. There's no real basic shape of that, right? But, and I could do addition of these spots here, but what I can do instead is when I say the sum of the area here would be, that's one shape. So shape number 2 would just be a negative area. So let's make up a random number. Let's say that the area of shape number 1 is this big square. And I calculate that big square to have an area of 10. Okay. And then I do my pi r squared for this, right? But I'd have to divide it by 2 because it's only half a circle, right? And let's say I get that the area of that is 3. Well, when I do the sums of the areas for those two shapes, shapes 1 and 2, I would have 10 plus a negative 3 because I'm going to subtract away this area. Okay? So when we do sums, we can either do it with addition of positive numbers, or we could do addition of negative numbers. And so it's going to be a whole lot easier to make this shape 1 be a positive square, shape 2 be a negative half a circle, and shape 3 be a negative rectangle. All right. And working those out, that's how we'll be able to get the calculations so that we would do when we do the sums in here. So like the sum of 1, so it would be, this would be a positive number. I'm going to make up random numbers, right? These are not really the numbers. But if I made up the number, if I said the area of the square was 10, well, then shape number 2, and I said that was 3, when I'd say that's a negative 3. Okay. And I would say that's, whatever, I'll make that a negative 2. So when I add it up, my sum of the area should end up being 5. All right. Now, the y's, the y values, those are the centroid locations of each one, right? You don't add those up directly. But let's make another number up. So let's say we found all right, let's make the centroid location. I'll even do this one, right? If this square is 2 inches wide, we know the centroid location of a square is going to be right in the middle, right? So it's going to be 1 and 1. And so my y value for this is going to be 1, where that centroid location is. Okay. Well, 1 times a positive 10 is going to be a positive 10. All right.
Wait, how'd you get 1? Wait.
Good question. So again, my centroid location, just look at that blue, look at a big blue square. Don't worry about the subtraction right now.
Okay.
All right. So my big blue square is 2 by 2. And for rectangles, you divide the base in half to get the x value, and you divide the y in half to get the y value, or the height in half to get the y value. So if the whole thing, if the height is 2, the y location for the centroid is going to be 1. Okay. Now, what about here? We're doing this one. So this is 0.625, but the centroid location for the y value, well, whatever it's going to be here. Let's make up a number. I'm going to make up this number. This is not the accurate number, but let's say that we're saying that the y value here is going to be 0.5 away from the base. Okay. Because I see this number is 0.625. Let's make up, without going to the formula, which you have those from the notes. Let's say that it's 0.5 inches away is where the centroid location. So let's pretend it's right there. Now, I would not put 0.5 in here because 0.5 is, we need to put how far away it is from the axis. So really, if I said that the centroid location is right there at 0.5 away, I really am going to do 2 inches minus 0.5, because that's how far away it is from this height. So let's say that would really end up being a 1.5. Okay, and again, it's not. I'm just saying you look at your formula to figure out what this number would be, and then 2 minus that location will get you the answer. Okay, so the reason I'm telling you this is then we'd have to do 1.5 times 3. No, it's a negative 3. That means I have a negative 4.5. Okay, so now when I do my sums down below, let's pretend, I'm just going to make up another number here. Let's do this one. Let's say that's up. Well, I can do that. That's 0.5. It's going to be halfway down. That's 0.25. I know that one is right. Oh, 0.25. Because it's a 1/2 inch high, halfway up will be a 1/4 inch. So it's the distance from the bottom line is a 1/4 inch. I can put that in. Okay. So then we go to our numbers here. And again, these areas are wrong. Again, these areas are wrong. Okay. But if I wanted to multiply these out, so 0.25, 1/4 times -2 would be a -0.5. Well, when I do my sums, and again, the areas are wrong. I just made them up. That area would be 5 because 10 minus 3 minus 2 is 5. My areas here, right, would be, no, that's a bad example because it's 5 as well. But it would be 10 minus 4.5 minus 0.5, and that would be 5 as well. Okay? All right, so I'm sending everyone to your PLTW site. Okay, if you forgot your username or password, hopefully it says in there, I forgot my username or password. It should be your school email account, but not the @pwcs-edu.org. Okay? But that's what I'm going to send you off to do. And as you're doing that, I'm going to create it in the quiz so you can work and put in your answers into the assignment, because that's where I'll be grading it. And once again, as always, it'll be, I'll have percentage of it, but I want to make sure you can do it right. And if you don't, you have all your work and your notes and your paperwork. All you have to do is re-enter a few answers into the quiz. Okay? All right. Any questions before I send you